Hey guys, hope you all had a good holiday. I sure did. Spent a lot of time with the family, ate a ton of food. I actually just got back from a 2 hour, 40-minute session at the gym to burn all that food off. But anyway, this weekend I did something that I consider pretty damn cool. I hit 1,000 flawless cards completed. Puts me around rank 130, 131 in the world for total flawlesses too, which is kind of interesting. So I thought I'd record my 1,000 flawless and break down how it went. So without further ado, hope you guys enjoy. The first few games of the card went pretty smooth, so I won't break down every detail. Instead, here's how I played the map for this weekend. Since it's long range, I chose to use a Hung Jury with box breathing for 3 tabs, along with Wish Ender periodically for some decent team shots. Whipped out Bow Sniper for a little bit when we played a lot of snipey teams, but for the most part, those two weapons were the ones I chose, and then of course, main ingredient stays on at all times. You guys know me, that's not negotiable. Yeah, so depending on where cap was, I usually just picked a spot on the map that had access to several long sight lines so I could challenge snipers, hopefully get that first pick, and a lot of the gameplay you'll see of me here throughout this card is just me acting like a sentry turret. Prime example of this is this Guardian I pick right here. He's on the steps on A side when the cap is on either mid next to heavy or on B flag. That lane I'm looking at was a massive focus point for engagements, so you guys get the gist. No, it's Oh, I deserve to die there, damn. Yeah, no, I mean, there's nothing bad with playing video games. I just feel like, what I want to do with my life if I continue playing Destiny. Okay, enough philosophical talk aside. You see here I whiffed 2 fusion shots. I was just trying to pre-charge. Something I do quite a bit. You know, if you get lucky and get the kill, it works out in your favor. If not, just use a primary, I guess. Nothing too shabby about that. But anyway, I'll be cutting back and forth between my gameplay and my like just analysis, kind of me right now throughout the video, just because I don't want to ramble on for an hour straight. I want to kind of help it be a little bit more fluid. So if you hear like my tone change or random interjections of conversation, that's not me right now, that's me in the middle of the card. So like when I'm home from school I have to drive an hour if I want to go climbing at a gym. I can't even really bulk or cut, it's kind of funny. I lost so much strength because I realized that like I couldn't, if I like bulk enough, I can't lift myself up anymore. And if I cut, I can't lift myself up anymore, like as much as I want to. So like it's weird. Climbing strength is very weird. So 100% my fault we lost round 1. I was distracting everybody. Yeah. So entering into round 2, you see me back as a turret in the window or vent, depending on what you call it, getting the first pick on this Guardian, and then my teammates follow up with snipes, clearing that up pretty easily. So for this round, since the cap point's on B, all of us run into the market area, trying to hold that kind of little section down, but then we get swarmed and pushed from all sides by the enemy team. I end up trading here, and then we get hit by a bunch of grenades, and I end up going down due to that. Carl places a sight and just says, "Hey man, I'm a great sniper, I might be the best sniper ever," and just hits 2 really quick domes to the face, and we're chilling. The next round, it's much of the same. Carl gets another snipe. I'm chilling in the vent again because, you know, I'm not trying to move. And this round went by pretty easily. I didn't really have to do too much. Right here, I'm taking on 2 people at once, which isn't really a good idea with my weapons. But hey, I end up trading and traded. Or Carl ends up picking me up. He gets 2 more kills. I end up helping team to get the last guy, and then get blown up by a trip mine because I can, I guess. Dang it. Then to close out this match, I'm back at the vent, having a campfire lit, get 2 picks off the back. Carl places a bubble, 6 paths, volatile's a guy, and it's set in stone. On to the next match. Entering into game 3, I bet you guys have no idea where I'm gonna go. Definitely not the vent. Carl decides to join me as we camp out, roast some marshmallows, but then 6 paths gets sniped, and we're like, where did that come from? So I push up to B point, throw down a Duskfield, get that placebo of resistance, get an easy pick on the first guy. I choose to cap Zone as Carl chooses to cap a Guardian, and then I end up fusioning the last kid pretty easily. He runs at me with a shotgun. I'm finally at a shotgun range. Took a while, but I'm finally made it. And yeah, that closes out first round. Finally, some action on the other side of the map. Carl starts off with a snipe. I, as per usual, am staring straight ahead. I get a pick, then I get sniped, and then Six Pass is like, hey, don't you shoot my friend, and punches that Guardian square in the face. Back in the vent, because why would I be anywhere else? I end up two-tapping a guy with a damage glitch. I'm not going to question it, and then my teammates come in and team shot the remaining Guardians. What's your left? I hit for half. This round, we try to hold the cap point, which is on heavy, and we end up getting surrounded because everywhere around us is, high ground, and I somehow die in a very questionable manner. I don't really understand how that made any sense, but whatever. Move on. Here, Carl and I team shot the first guy who's sliding out of sight and shield. I respect the bravery. Then I come in, fusion the guy who's focused on Carl, and then to end off this round, I end up team shotting with Six Paths and the last guy at the end of the stairs. Ending this game out the way 99% of Zone Trials games go. Carl places. I don't know what just happened, but I think I whiffed my super. Oh shit.
1 minute left, my friend. Only one enemy is left.
Now we're better. So game 4 is crazy for a couple reasons. One, I've already played this team today already by this point, and two, they have the weirdest connection I've ever seen. Now, I don't know if it's lag switching or this guy has his router wrapped in tinfoil, stuck in a microwave, and thrown in the ocean, because they're built different. That's all I have to say. You're gonna have to watch and find this out. I had to 2v3 them earlier previously, and now I'm here, and I'm like, oh my god, this is gonna be a piece of work. They have questionable Wi-Fi. One's rogue in market. Yeah, Warlock dead in market. Died so late. Oh my god. So after we get that pick, we end up pushing up, and I miss a fusion on a Titan and a barricade, and then I end up completely whiffing my fusion shot the second guy. Warlock somehow dies again, and through that Six Paths go down, and Carl goes down, and it was just a crazy first round. This round, we're back outside. The other team gets a little too aggressive, and I end up getting a scout pick. And then we followed up with Six Paths pulling out his martial arts skills and beating everybody up. Probably healed by now in a rift. Hit for 100. I'm not gonna lie, looking back, my death here was really funny. That both the Titans jump on me. I missed the first fusion shot, and then they just instantly place barricades, and I can't do anything. It was honestly, this play is so big brand. I can't even be mad. It's just so bizarre. I'll let the rest of this round play out, but essentially I just die 3 times this round. I miss a really easy kill on one of the guys because of miscommunication between me and Carl. Six Paths ends up getting a few kills, Carl gets a few kills, but we all end up losing the round, mostly because I just missed my shots. Not my best showing, to say the least. No, that's 100% on me. So right here, I'm trying to bait out his Cloud Strike shots, but apparently physics doesn't apply to this Guardian because he shoots me straight to the wall. Not much I can do about it. Being down 3-1 with the pressure setting on us, Carl ends up switching back to a sniper, and Wishender makes its debut for the first time this card. Carl picks up a snipe, I end up getting a fusion kill, and then I also end up cleaning up with a bow kill. A laggy one, albeit. He should be dead. How is he alive? What the hell? You see that bro? Terrifying. Nightmare fuel. This round again, our hero Carl gets first pick with the sniper, and I die in another really bizarre manner. If someone could explain this to me, I would be so happy in the comments. I'd appreciate it. Carl got a super this round, so you know what that means? We're pretty much all set. We get 2 easy melee kills in the beginning, and then clean up the last guy. Going to the last round with 2 shutdown supers, I end up supering the first guy, freeze him, get the kill. Six Paths ends up using his Thunder Crash on the second guy, and then we end up collapsing the last one for Carl to pick that one up. Game 5 was my worst game of this card performance-wise. The player Kinesis on the enemy team had me in the bag the entire match. I couldn't do a single thing to this guy. And in the end, my teammates came up really massive for the win for this one, but yeah, no, I did nothing. I was not existent this match.
Was like completely contrary to how the entire theme of the show is going. Oh my gosh. I didn't even see that guy. So like, you have the entire Yu-Gi-Oh! Is all about friendship and
Yeah. So this death right here could have been easily avoided if I just shot a primary or waited for my team behind me to shoot with them, or just like pre-charged a little faster. I think he hit all headshots on me and just melted me instantly. Now that I'm back in the vent, I can finally do something productive. I get a pick here at Kinesis, and I'm just going to give myself a round of applause because I finally contributed. We end up losing control heavy here, and the other team takes cap point. Right before they get past the 3/4 mark, Carl ends up getting a snipe, and then I end up mapping a kid with my fusion, and we just collapse in the last guy for a fairly easy round. Another round with a weird death from Mir. Near the end, Six Paths gets a snipe, then he ends up getting a melee kill, and then I somehow get mega tagged by a storm nade. Weirdly enough, though, I thought there was only one on me, but it hit me like 4 times, and I just gotta deal with that at this point.
I just got one hit by his nade. What?
Okay, after watching this back, I think what happened was I actually got tagged by the Cloud Strike and the nade at the same time, but the nade got the kill for it. Here I finally get my second kill of the game. I end up picking the guy in the vent, then we just get a quick and easy team shot in the rest of them. Carl now has a super, so you know what that means. Bubble on the cap point. I follow up with a fusion kill, and then I pop my super because I want to act like I actually helped that round, but I mean, the bubble's at the cap point. What else are we... What's going to happen? I mean, realistically.
I wish Chaotic was a little bit more mainstream because that could have been super famous.
And because Kinesis is such a nice guy, he sent me a message after the match, and I just told him that he was being rude. Game 6 starts off with all of us getting nuked in market. Enough said there. Now that I'm back in the vent, I'm ready to kick some ass, but I pretty much had nothing to do this round. I just helped with a little bit of team shotting. Sniper quickly. I got another one half. I'm backing up to you guys. Got one hit. Nice good teams.
1 minute left, my friend.
I slowed one for 30. I'm one hit to a trip mine. Watch out. Oh my god. Here I see a guy outside in the archway, and I go to challenge him with my fusion thinking he'd be alone, and I just miss. And I die because I just miss.
I'm dead though. Had to get half too. That sucks.
Here I see somebody's alone on cap point, so I go to take the 1v with them with a dusk field, but unfortunately I miss my slide and I kind of hit my head off of like the ceiling, and he's able to land a body shot that way and clean me up. In a slightly familiar situation where we find ourselves down 3-1 again, and luckily we get the momentum back in our favor with 2 quick snipes and bring it to 3-2. I really like standing on this little ledge with my scout because it gives me a good head glitch and a vantage point without really being super visible. Allows me to get a first pick, and I call it there's a guy behind us, which I see with Knucklehead, and I'm able to win my 1v with him pretty easily with a teabag strafe, and then we clean it up really fast, and just like that, game is tied. I see a kid flanking behind us, so I figure I can take the 1v this time and not choke with my dusk field, and I do just that. Shortly after that, I miss about, like, all of my shots trying to save Six Paths. I fail miserably, but thankfully Carl's good and he helps clean up, and he gets the rest of the kills for the round.
Carl, I got your cover. Nice, good plays. I just whiffed so many shots, I'm sorry.
So I got some really lucky circumstance this round. I end up picking the kid without the super first with my Squall, and then Carl drops a bubble and I pick up weapons with Wish Ender, which one-taps most Guardians. He ends up getting the Arc Strider really weak, which gets popped on us, and I get lucky enough to kill him before he goes back to blocking. And then right as that happens, directly after, I end up getting a really fortunate one hit on the Blade Barrage before that kid pops a super, which secures us a great win for the game, and a really anticlimactic ending for them.
I don't know how'd you get him? How'd you get him so weak? Do you barricade him?
Alright, we've made it 30 rounds. We are now on game 7. Let's get into it. Starting off, we do a bunch of team shotting, and I don't really do a whole much. I get picked by a DMT. Carl gets terrible perk, but gets really unlucky and is like 1v4, whatever he was at this round. Nice, good teams. Hit for 100. I'm one. Dude, I'm behind a wall, bro. Terrible. Burn him down. Oh, nice try. So this round, I do all the damage, get none of the kills except for the final one. It's just a bunch of me sitting in vent shooting, so I'm gonna fast forward it a little bit. I slowed one. There's one heavy. And for 100 as well. Wait, one was dead? Round 3 goes pretty straightforward. I win my ego chow after Carl calls out I'm getting pushed. 6 paths, takes one down with the hand cannon, and then I end up teabag strafing to the win against the last Guardian on heavy. DMT dead. I think one of them missed. Hitting that res. Slowed one. Pushing up to that.
Only one enemy is left. 1 minute left, my friends.
DMT dead. One's on heavy, pushing up. Fusion, I think. The DMT's not dead, by the way. My bad, I lied.
Only one enemy is left.
Getting over to you.
1 minute left, my friends. Stand alone. Do not give up.
That was behind a wall.
Strike back.
So the rest of the match went pretty smooth sailing, as you guys saw. We ended with a little bit of poetic justice from Karo, placing yet another bubble on cap point, as you do in zone trials. And I end up getting a super kill, end the game in the card with the fusion kill. Of course, you know, it's me. Gotta get that fusion kill in, gotta get those numbers up. But yeah, that was my 1000 flawless, and here's what I had to say about it when all said and done. Flawless, that is the 1000 flaw. That feels indifferent to every other flawless I've ever had, but it's pretty cool. Hey, you kicked ass all the same.
Welcome to the lighthouse.
I've played this game so much. It's funny because like to add sentiment to the moment, like I remember being like a D1 and I was like terrible. And I was a raffle kid and I'm like, I wish I was good enough to like take my friends flawless. And then cut like 8 years later. I'm having a little considerably less fun, but I could do that now. Yeah. I gotta do like an outro or something. Well, that was so much fun to play. Not really, but that's my 1000 flaw. No, I'm not. I'm just ending this shit. I cannot be asked.